at this time of the season, where Community Shield has just been played today, at this time of the season, I'm telling you that even if the board goes in there and then bring in Rodri for the midfield, it's still too late. United will only be competing for trophies in 2028. We are in 2026. Why are you guys even expecting us to compete right now? They are not ready. They gave you a timeline. So it's clearly they are not ready to compete. But it looks like it's the fans who are ready to compete. Manchester United fans, I have a question for you. How sure are you going into the season? And if I ask you this, are you really sure? Are you really sure going into the season? How confident are you going into this season? Because you are going into the season with just 2 available and reliable centre-backs who are under 23. And hear me out. The squad is so thin to extent that this squad cannot get us a top 4. The best this squad can do is to get us a top 6. Period. The best this current squad can do is to take United to a top 6. Last season, the inshallah and the vibes will not work this season. And mind you, if Carrick gets sacked halfway through the season, it will not be his fault. It will not be because he is not a tactical genius, but it will be because the board has failed him. And it will be because the board is setting up their own to fail. Right? It will be that. That's just it. That is just it. And mind you, I'm not even doing this video because of what happened in the game against AC Milan yesterday. It's not even about the scoreline. No, it wasn't even about the scoreline. A lot happened in the game that goes beyond our transfer market. It goes beyond what has happened or how slow or how disappointing the board has been in this transfer market. A lot happened and it goes beyond that. I won't lie to you, because if you look at the game yesterday, the pattern of play was very bad. Poor passes. Bruno Fernandes, as soon as he gets the ball, trying to boon the ball away. And mind you, if Bruno Fernandes had converted that penalty, we would have been having a different conversation right now. And I think losing has actually woke a lot of this delusional fan base up, because most people that thought that for us who were saying that the squad was thin and then the board hasn't done enough in the transfer market. Some of you guys thought we were just being negative, but I think after this defeat, most of you are coming back to reality, and you've had a good reality check, and you are now also putting pressure on the board to go in there and sign players. But mind you, at this time of the season, where Community Shield has just been played today, at this time of the season, I'm telling you that even if the board goes in there and then bring in Rodri for the midfield, it's still too late. Even if the board goes in there and let's say they get a proper centre-back from the midfield, even if the board goes in there and bring you Bruno Guimaraes, it's still too late. Every player they bring into the team right now is still too late. Because the time that we're screaming that the board should get Carrick players so that he takes them into preseason and then reintegrates them into the squad, they didn't mind us. And now, like as usual, that's what they always do. When there is an issue, they go out there and then go and do panic buys. It's still too late. Hear me out. You are going into the season with Luke Shaw as your left back. 2026-2026 season, Manchester United is still going into a full season where they are going to play over 50-60 games. That is if they are able to stay in most of their competitions. And their left back is Luke Shaw. Right? Tell me why I should be okay with Luke Shaw being the left back for Manchester United in 2027. Luke Shaw doesn't have the legs to too many games next season. He can't help us that way. Now, if we come back to the centre back, right? I told you earlier that our only 2 reliable centre backs are the 2 under 23 boys. That is Aiden Heaven and Lenny Yoro. Lenny Yoro, as it stands, looking at how Carrick was even using him during the preseason, doesn't look like the guy is even going to be playing centre back. You can't. Now, Maguire is old. He lacks pace and he's now injury prone. You can't rely on Maguire to play over 50 or 60 games. It will not happen. Maguire cannot do that. Lisandro Martínez is injury prone. Lisandro Martínez cannot give you even 30 games a season. It's impossible. He can't. Right? I don't even want to talk about Matthias de Ligt. Don't even get me started when it comes to Matthias de Ligt. I honestly, he is just on the side. So ideally, you don't even have centre backs. Yet you are going into the season, you are going to play Champions League, Carabao Cup, and then the FA Cup, and the league as well. You don't even have centre backs. That's just by the way. Let's move on into the midfield. Yes, they've brought in Yuri Telemans and then Andre Santos, but it's still not enough. We haven't been able to replace Casemiro. And I'm not saying that you should replace Casemiro with a similar profile, but you definitely need someone or a midfield genius or someone who can play the central defensive midfield. At the moment, you don't even have it. You don't have someone who is a traditional DM. You don't have it. I see Andre Santos doing his best to act as a DM because he has to fit into the team. He's doing his best. He's doing his best tackling. And you can't tell me you are going into a season trying to rely on Andre Santos as your only central defensive midfielder, as your only player who is able to win tackles. Are we okay as a club? Is this where you want to move the club? Ineos, what is going on? Is this how? This is not what you guys promised. When you took over, you said, you made us aware, you told the fans that footballing people has come to take over United and now there are going to be changes. Is this the changes you guys promised? This was better under the Glazers because even with the Glazers, when the fans start shouting and they start making noise, the Glazers will give you one big name signings. And what you guys are doing is nowhere, is no different from what the Glazers were doing anyway. You've spent a whole summer chasing cheaper deals and now see where it has gotten us, right? See where it has gotten us. You spent a full summer chasing cheaper deals. Any player that comes up, in your says it's too expensive, they won't sign. And we had fans who were supporting it. It's too expensive. The transfer, yes, I do. See, the reality is that the transfer market has surged. Player valuations are getting out of hand. They are going crazy. But you cannot control it. This is not something that is within your domain. It's not something that is within your control, right? Yet that is the issue. See, Luke Shaw is our left back for the season, and that is fine. See, Luke Shaw has been dropping stinkers getting to the latter part of last season. The only reason why most of you guys or most of you fans were not seeing was that you were winning. That is how crazy this game is. Because so far as you're winning, nobody even gets to go and watch your mistakes or your lapses. Because it's a game of numbers. It's a game of results. When you are winning, people don't care whether you are playing well or you are not. That is what happened last season. Luke Shaw has been dropping stinkers. The guy has been dropping stinkers. If I look at the last 10 games that ended the season, the guy wasn't on his best form. And it's the same form that he has started the preseason with. And I'm just hoping that won't work us into the season. I see the reason why. See, there were rumors about why News didn't want to sign the third midfielder because they were relying on Mason Mount. Where is Mason Mount now? Mason Mount is injured, and we see that the board and then the PR team are trying to lie about it, right? Mason Mount is injured. Consider the fact that after the guy left the game against he left the game we played before Leeds. I've forgotten my thought anyway. When Mason Mount got off the pitch, he wasn't part of the team against Leeds. He wasn't part of the traveling squad against AC Milan as well. Mason Mount, I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen, the guy is injured. Mason Mount is injured. So if Mason Mount was the reason why the board didn't want to sign another midfielder, then we are toast because Mason Mount is injured. And how would a serious and a board with a vision decide to even go into a competition with Mason Mount as their midfielder? Let this make sense. Let this sink in, right? So, it is what it is. And it's amazing. It's funny because some people are saying that the board intentionally appointed Carrick because they know he's someone who will not be chasing them to sign players or someone who won't be giving them pressure. But I've seen Carrick on countless occasions giving the board pressure to add more players, to add more signings. Just that he's found a professional way to do it. You could say that he's been too casual about it, too professional about it. But that is his temperament, right? But he's doing it. It doesn't mean that the board should take advantage of it. And mind you, along the way or along the season, when Carrick gets sacked, It won't be because of tactics. No, it won't be because of that. It will be because the board set him up to fail. And it's sad. It's sad. It's really sad that we are setting our very own to fail. That is just that is what it is. It is what it is. It's just sad that we are setting our very own to fail. And that is exactly what will happen. Because you can't tell me you are going into a game, you are going into a season where you are going to play over 50, 60 games and you are going there with just a thin squad. Are you guys serious? Or perhaps this is what the board is trying to do. Let me position the microphone properly, right? And position it properly. Perhaps I think this is the plan of the board. This is what they are trying to do. Go into the season and partake in all the competitions. Try and then raise the commercial value of the club up high so that the commercial revenue can, exceed or go up a bit. That is the plan. They are not going into the season to win anything. So my very big, my heartfelt message to you United fans is that relax, just follow the vibes and chill. Don't expect anything. Lower your expectations. Don't expect anything because the board themselves do not even have any expectation for this season. Because if they did, you would have seen it in the transfer window. They do not have any expectations for this season. They do not plan on winning anything. You guys were here when Omar Barada came to have a press conference or had an interview and said that United will only be competing for trophies in 2028. We are in 2026. Why are you guys even expecting us to compete right now? They are not ready. They gave you a timeline. So it's clearly they are not ready to compete. But it looks like it's the fans who are ready to compete. So United fans, it will be easier for you to sit down, relax and chill and wait for 2028 because the season go long while. I don't go lie you. This season go long while. The season go long, it go long while. See, look at the signings they are making. Penn and Thompson or something. And then you see you see those United PR accounts going out there on Twitter saying that the guy is very direct. He's very direct. This guy couldn't even take on one person during the AC Milan game. He couldn't even complete one successful dribble. The guy doesn't even have a future. He doesn't even look like someone who survive English Premier League. You call this an attacker. So, like I'm saying, the plan is to push the club into this major competition so that they would try and then generate some commercial revenue. They have no plans of competing. So, the earlier you guys lower your standards or lower your expectation, the easier it would be for you this season. All right. So, it's as simple as that. Now, I'm putting it up to you people. Do you think that the board should go in there and sign in more players, or you think Carrick can do with what he has? Charlie, let me know your comment. Let me know what you think in the comment section. And also, we are trying to push for the 1K subscriber milestone. Please subscribe to this channel. Join the family for, Kick Shots podcast for any sport related updates like this. Charlie, I'm Zeke. Thanks for watching. See you on the next one.